Welcome everyone to Magnetic Monday, the start of the week in the Southern Hemisphere, where I jump on and give you a weekly overview of the guidance of the energy that's in this group for the week ahead. So my intention is to help guide you through this week, maneuver these energies with clear messages and steps for you to have the most successful week you can possibly have. So, my intention is to read the collective of the group. So, there will be a message in here for you. And if the more open and receptive you are, the more you'll hear the relevance of the message for you and act on it as you feel drawn to. And each week, as I do these readings, the more that you listen to them, the more that you feel into the cards and the messages, the more it's actually helping you to help develop your intuition further. It's also providing an element of healing for you, and as well as guidance. So this week we're reading from today, which is Monday, the 14th of November 2022, until Sunday, which is the 20th of November 2022. So the cards that I'm going to pull today will provide guidance, healing, and messages throughout the next 7 days. Okay, so let me just check these messages. So if you are jumping on live, pop a comment in the box and say hello. Feel free to comment as we go along. And also, if you're watching on the replay, please feel free to make any comments and I will circle back to you. So this week we're reading from the Rebecca Campbell Starseed deck, and I've been preparing these. Sorry, there's something coming up here that I need to fix. So hopefully that you can all hear me okay, and that you can see me okay, and we'll just go ahead. So the cards have all been prepared, my intentions have been set, and I've infused the cards today with asking for some real clear guidance, because we know that we're heading into a really busy time of the year coming up to Christmas. We're getting the year-end work completed and prepping for next year's programs, planning our next steps. So let's see what's coming up in the cards today. So the first card that's come through is Hereth. I think that's how you pronounce it, Hereth. And the message here is longing for home, homesick for the stars. And for many of us as star seeds, we periodically go through these periods in our life where we long to return home from where we've come from. And what the sense is that I'm getting here is the feeling this week is that you might be not feeling like you're fitting in, that you feel a bit disconnected, that you're very much on your own, or that's the perception that you have. And when you go into that space of not fitting in, doubting yourself, really questioning why you're here, it's easy to default back to wanting to return home and being with energy that you're really familiar with, that you're really comfortable with, that is really healing and supportive for you as well. So the reminder here is just to um, really go in, get that feeling, get that sense, pick up on that energy, and ask yourself, what is it that you need to um, gather from home, being in your starseed family, and really ask your guides to come in and support you, to embody you in that energy of what it feels like when you're at home, when you're surrounded by your people, your energy, the people that really get you. And that will allow you to create a sense of balance, a sense of knowing, a sense of really stepping into who you are. And it feels like this is really a challenge for you, to help you to move forward really in your power, in your knowing, and knowing that you're here for a reason. You've got all the gifts, the tools, the the experience, the knowledge, um, to do your marvelous work that you're here for. So the next card for this week is Earth School. And it kind of segues really beautifully from the previous card. And the message here is about life's lessons, soul growth, study, and higher learning. And what I'm feeling from this is it's just a real encouragement this week to bring forward your wisdom, your knowledge, your skills that you've brought into this lifetime. And I get a sense that the light codes are coming in this week to activate you, to really bring in that deeper awakening of who you are and what you've come here to be. And that's going to give you the courage and the confidence to let go of the 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 layers that have been keeping you stuck, that have been keeping you stale and stagnant and fearful about moving forward. And this feels like this week you're going to get that real push to own your gifts, own your magic, and start to share your message with the world, with your people, in your environment, in your business, but with that confidence, with that inner knowing that brings joy. And the more that you do that and bring the joy in, the more it starts to amplify out. And the message I'm hearing is, stop comparing yourself with others. Start to really step into your magic, your uniqueness, um, your way of being, that's going to serve many people in many different ways. And also, there's a reminder there that the more that you embody this energy that you've brought into, that's starting to really awaken within you, the more that you embody that, the more that you really start to settle into this new expression of who you are. Because it's very much feeling like this week's going to be a real shift for you to move forward as you're planning for next year, and as you're putting the steps in place for next year. There's a reminder here that next year is going to be very different from this year, and it's going to challenge you, but there's a sense that you know that you're ready for it, and it's not going to hold you back, and you're ready to take the next step, and no one's going to come knocking on your door to encourage you to do it. This week it's a reminder that you have to take ownership of it, knowing that you are guided, that you are supported, that you are ready. So the next card is Earth Pulsing. And the message here is pulse of the mother, slow down, time in nature. And like everything, it's easy to come out of balance. And this card is just a reminder that no matter how busy you are, how chaotic your mind might feel, that the benefit of just listening to Mother Gaia, connecting into nature, to really be at one with the pulse and energies of Mother Gaia as she ripples through your body, as she helps you to create that balance. Because we know we talk about work life balance, we talk about health balance, we talk about money balance, relationship balance. The more that we are in balance, the easier our life becomes, the more we move forward with ease and flow, and the happier that we are. And the key is to keep grounded, keep connected with Mother Gaia, and go back to that primal, almost priming that primes up through our body, coming up through the soles of our feet, up through our root chakra, and starts to align and integrate our energy centers in our body. And the more that they're aligned, balanced, and integrated, the more that this ripple effect, as we start to radiate our higher frequency energy out into the world. And so it's not only healing us, but it's healing everyone else around us. And when we do that intentionally, so that there's a clear message come through of everything this week will be so much more powerful, you'll be more successful, you'll be happier if you're intentional. So the word this week is certainly to be intentional, because it keeps jumping through here as a reminder that it helps you to stay on purpose. And the next card is the blue flame. And I've pulled this card several times in the last few weeks for various clients, and it's really interesting, and a reminder that it's spontaneous awakening, that we're receiving activations and we're being called to integrate and embody these new light codes that are coming in. So we've had the solar eclipse. We know that there was lots of light codes being streaming in, and the more intentional that we are, the more ready we are, the more open we are to receive them, and giving ourselves permission to receive these light codes coming in. They will come in and activate you this week. So it feels like it's really a beautiful time this week for a reminder to stay connected with Mother Gaia, to feel her pulse, and to keep us in balance, to keep us in harmony, to really step into who we are, who we've come here to be, to start doing things differently, to let go of all that's been in the last 10, 11 months of this year, and move forward with that excitement, the intention that everything that you do from now on in will be very different. You'll start to show up differently. You'll start to manage your business differently. Your relationships will go to a whole new level, whatever that level is that you're working on, and that there's still much to learn, much to gain. But by allowing your inner codes of wisdom to activate now, to open up and receive that information that you're ready to receive, because the Atlantean energy is very strong in these codes, and it's a reminder of what your purpose work was in the Atlantean times, and the lessons that you learned in that time, and you've brought that information forward now, and these light codes are coming in to allow the activation of that energy so that you can move forward quite hastily, it feels, and integrate all this knowledge, wisdom into your body, into your life, into your relationships. And it feels that the more that you do that, the more harmony you'll have, the more abundance you're going to have in your life. Because this week feels very rich, very, very, feels like there's a lot of gratitude coming through this week, and honoring of all the hard work that you've done. And it feels like this is the week that your rewards are being paid off, as you're really stepping in and embodying this new expression, this new way of being, which is really is it sounds like it's a really exciting week ahead. And the next card that's come through is Star Ancestors. And the message here is around hidden secrets, lost wisdom, and look a little deeper. And there I feel that, we've got the pyramids in Egypt, the pyramids from Atlantean times. And I've kind of actually spoke to this card before I even drew it today, which is quite interesting. But when I'm looking at that card, I'm seeing the celestial beings coming through. I'm feeling a lot of galactian energy coming through this card as it's awakening you to the next level. We know we're going through the ascension, and we're all at different levels of this ascension. But this card, it feels to me like you've got your spiritual beings surrounding you. You've got the Galactic Council coming through with their connections with the Atlantean times and helping you draw through this wisdom as it's activating your wisdom codes within your body this week. So with all this activation that's coming, I would suggest that you be kind to yourself as well, to pace yourself, to make sure that you've got a balance in your day of work and play, having fun, and nurturing your body and replenishing so that you're not going to burn out too quickly. Because the message I'm healing is the more intentional you are, the more you're being reminded that to look after yourself first is your priority. And the more that you honor yourself and look after yourself, the rest will just fall into place. And in a sense, it's going to help to collapse timelines and give you more time so that you can create a lot, you can achieve a lot in a smaller space of time as we know it in this 3D world. So I feel pulling the last card for this week, and this one is the Seven Star Sisters. And the message here is birthing creations, tapestry of life. And it's a beautiful card to end up the reading for this week. And it's a reminder that you're never alone. There's always, you've got your soul sisters in this conscious creative private Facebook group that you can reach out to if you feel drawn to connecting with someone in the group. Feel free to share your messages that are coming through, but it's very much guidance this week and encouragement to start to birth your creations and start to really embody and look after this new expression that's coming in for you, and not to be scared and just allow it to mold into you as it's part of your unraveling in this beautiful tapestry of life that you've come into this life to weave, to create. So a super powerful week this week, and with it I'm getting a message to say that there is a shadow side to all of this, and the message is that the more that you stay in the positives, the more that you embody your wisdom, you integrate the activations that's coming through this week, the shadow side will almost manage itself and allow you to keep going forward very fluidly, very in ease and flow and harmony, to have an amazing week. So if you'd like to go deeper into what's for you in the next 12 months, I've got one spot left on my private mentoring that I'm running at the minute. It's one-on-one personal mentoring where we go really deep into letting go of past programming, old beliefs that have held you back, to really allow you to embody who you are, so that 2023 is going to be you're going to be ready to hit the ground running. you're going to be all lined up, you're going to be aligned, you're going to be activating your health codes, your wisdom codes, your business codes, so that you're um, starting off the year on a real high. And we're going to do all this work in your Akashic records, which is the wisdom of your soul. So we also, working in this space, help you to really activate and do a lot of clearings, because working in the Akasha, there is no time. It's full of infinite potential and possibility. So if that's something that you'd like to know more about, I'm happy to have a chat about it, if you're feeling the call. Otherwise, that's all the messages I have for you this week in our Magnetic Monday. Enjoy the week. Feel free to comment on the reading and how it's resonated with you. And I'll see you next Monday. Bye for now. Have a great week.